Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be channeling Ascended Master Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters for an Energy Ascension update for the month of June. So we'll see what they have to say. And before I begin, I also wanted to add that I'm going to be doing an upcoming video on spiritual awakening tips. So if any of you have any questions, there was a viewer that asked a question a couple days ago. Awesome question. So we're going to be answering that in the next video. So if you want to add any questions, put it in the comment section below. These are tips for your spiritual awakening journey or spiritual ascension journey. And if I don't know the answer myself, because I'm still on my spiritual journey, then I will ask Saint Germain before I make the video and answer some of those questions. So if you're new to the site, I just want to say welcome. And also there was a few questions about how to channel, and we do have an online course on how to channel, and also an online course on how to start a spiritual business in like 5D instead of 3D. Those are on my website. I'll put the link in the description below, and you can check it out there. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you at the end. I'm going to get started because the energy frequencies are quite intense today. Oh yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We welcome you all. We are excited for your journey. Our channel is asking, what are the energy frequencies? Why has it been so heavy these past few days? And we would say that many of you are integrating new frequencies that have been brought onto the planet. Many of you are hearing the ringing in the ears and the downloads. We would say that it is a shift of bringing winds of change. This would be that it would come in waves like a gust of wind, and many of you are feeling it in the physical body, and the physical body's consciousness is catching up, we would say. Allow yourself to rest. One is doing too much. We would say there are many of you doing too much. I'm doing, and the body is wanting to rest. It would be beneficial to rest at this time and allow these frequencies to integrate. There are many in the collective that are having bumps in the road. They're feeling empty, and they're feeling lost, and they're feeling unfulfilled. And we would say that there are many that are on the path to awakening, many that are watching this video at this time that are on their path to awakening, that are having some attachments to the old. We would say that to bring in these new frequencies for the month of June, to integrate these new frequencies, one must let go of the old. What is it that is stuck, Saint Germain? What is the old energies that we are not seeing, that are stuck? And we would say there are some attachments to the old way, that it is, I have left my 3D life and I have begun to have a different perspective, and I am living in my life in the perspective of a fifth dimension perspective, in the eyes of love. I'm not giving into the fears or the ego consciousness in third dimension, but yet many of you have not forgiven yourself for the role that you did play in third dimension. When I was in third dimension, my character role behaved in a certain way, and now that I have an awareness of this, I have let it go, and I stopped behaving in that way. I began to love myself instead of feed others' egos. I began to love myself instead of seeking validation outside of myself, and therefore I have found an inner peace, but yet I still feel uncomfortable. I still feel down. I still feel empty. I still feel stuck. And we would say that there are many that have not forgiven themselves for the roles they played. We would recommend to go into a meditation and connect with your higher self and your spiritual body's consciousness, and forgive oneself, ask for forgiveness of oneself for the roles that they participated in their third dimension reality. We must remind you it was only a game. There is nothing to beat yourself up for. There are many that are still beating oneself up. I have let go of blaming. I have let go of being a victim, but yet there is a deep sadness that you did not behave properly while you were playing your third dimension game. And we would say, we are not judging this. Why are you still judging it? It is only a game. Why would one still be judging the game that they played? It was only a game, and you have moved into a different level of the game. You are now in a different perspective, and you're playing a different role. You're playing a different character. Many have let go of your third dimension friends. You have changed and shifted into a new way, but yet you are still seeing that there is an unfair world, or there is an unfair universe. There is an unhappy universe. I am in 5D in my happy place, but yet I'm functioning in this unhappy world. And there is some anger with this. We would say to choose a different world. You are still choosing to view the world as I'm always going to be attacked, or I'm always going to be in a hostile world. I'm going to be in a world that is unkind and unfair. And we would say to change your belief to, I am in a happy world. I am in a kind world. I am in a fair world. With everything that you do and create and send out to the universe, do it with the intention that you are doing this in a happy or kind world. This is a fair world, and everything is in alignment. I am in at the right place at the right time at all times, and I am always in a world that is abundant, and a world that is always giving me joy and bringing me joy, and I am spreading that joy and that love out. I am sending it out from my heart, and it is reflecting back to me. It let go of the old way, let go of the old universe. There are many that are saying, well, I left 3D, but I am still trying to function in 3D, and therefore they're always being afraid of being attacked. Many of you had your shatters of the ego consciousness, and then this came in forms of being attacked in your perception. It was so that you would awaken to realizing not to seek validation outside of yourself for love, and yet it is that you are attaching to the old way of being stuck in this third dimension reality. There's no way out. I am trapped. I am surrounded by all of these third dimension perspectives, and I am suffocating. Set yourself free and choose a new world, choose a new perspective. What kind of universe will I choose to live in when I wake up in the morning? Will it be one of happiness and joy? And then I will vibrate there, and that is what will reflect back to you. Forgive oneself for all the roles that you played in 3D. Forgive oneself on their journey as they were navigating these new frequencies. Many of you unintentionally hurt others in the process as you were on your journey to get your power from your heart instead of your head. It was a tumultuous or a bumpy road. It was not very comfortable, and there are many of you have not forgiven yourselves for the unkind words you may have said. We would say to stop judging oneself. On the way to awakening, there are many bumps in the road, and there are ways that you will figure out how to do something by doing something one way and realizing it's not comfortable, and so therefore doing it another way. We would say this is when you are saying, I'm going to speak up for myself now. I'm going to stop giving away my power, and in the process, it is that you are adjusting. And if people are getting hurt along the way, you must forgive oneself. This is that you are having compassion. It is that you're having compassion for yourself, and you are learning how to have this compassion for yourself. You were always taught how to have compassion for others outside of you, but this having compassion for oneself is something new, and it is not comfortable as it, in your perception, it is that other people are getting hurt. But we would say the more compassion that you have for yourself, from your heart to your heart, the more love you will have to give, as it'll expand one's consciousness. And this is the conscious expansion that heals all of the world. This would be that one must go in. It cannot find the validation outside oneself. If one is an inferior fed ego and they're always pleasing someone outside themselves, seeking validation that they are good enough, then they will be always in stagnation. It is imperative that one goes in and seeks this within themselves and stops seeking validation outside of oneself. You are all playing the same game. The superior ego would say, they must please me so that I know I'm loved. And the inferior ego says, I must please them so that I know that I am loved. And this is a game of the polarities. It is a game of contrast, and it is a game that is intended to be fun and exploring of frequencies. That is not one that one must beat oneself up. If you have an experience in the game where you felt you hurt someone's feelings, forgive oneself. It is only a game. Stop beating yourself up. You readily forgive others who hurt you, but yet when you have hurt someone, you are hesitant to forgive yourself. And this is where we would say that many of you have a heavy heart. It is going in and holding your inner child and giving the ultimate forgiveness to oneself for the third dimension role of characters that it played in this lifetime. All is well on planet Earth, and the new frequencies of this wind of change coming in, one must be centered. One must be in the now moment in order to maintain the frequencies that are being offered. How could I be more in the moment, more in the now? How could I raise my frequency to more joy? Could I play more? And we would say to play and to be at peace with oneself in the now moment. Use your five senses. All of you are aware of this. This is nothing new for any of you, but it is imperative at this time to stay in the now moment. For those of you who are having difficulty with the integrating the new frequencies, rest and pamper oneself in the way that it would be to not overdo oneself. We would say that many of you are still trying and doing when the spiritual body is wanting to receive from being instead of doing so much. Where could you let go of doing so much? Could I take a step back and have more of a balance of the giving and the receiving? Is there areas where I'm giving too much? Could I step back with that? Those of you who change your perception to seeing a better world, a more loving world, a more kind world, and a happy world will begin to reflect that back to themselves. How could I begin this in my everyday practice? Could I continuously state that I am in a happy world, and that is my perception, and then your perception would change. Put on your glasses. You are wearing new glasses now. With this wind of change, we would say that there are new glasses being worn by many. Could you see the beauty in it all? Could you see the beauty in all of God's creation? Could you see the beauty in everything that you touch or everything that you are around? Could you feel the presence and the essence of the Christ consciousness within everything? This will get you into the now moment. See the beauty, and it will reflect back to you the beauty within yourself. Blessings. Okay, so thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Remember to put your comments in the comment section below if you have any questions on spiritual awakening tips or advice, and we'll see you next time.